In this video, I'm going to be going over 10 different base locations on Scorched Earth and Ark Ascended. This first location is an area near the giant river, so you'll have plenty of water, and it's kind of just a flat area with a cliff on the side. You could build on that top cliff or this bottom one here, and it's not really too much like room for dinos, but you could build a really nice looking base because it is pretty flat here, and you have access to plenty of water, so you can get a bunch of that as well. This next location is where these two giant spikes are. Of course, they look really cool, but there's a few different flat areas around here. First is this area to the left at the bottom. It is pretty flat, and you could build some stuff around there as well if you wanted to have a certain like nice looking building. But there's also this big area back here that isn't too hilly. It's pretty flat, and it has some water there. And then there's this area over here in the corner that also is really flat that you can build in, and you got plenty of trees and stuff around you. This next area is really big and really flat, and it has two water wells, so you can get plenty of water that way. You can just have two wells set up. I have a train going through here, as you can see, but it's a pretty big area, and is one if you want to have a lot of space for like breeding rexes, or if you just want to have an area where you can have a ton of dinos, this would be a great spot to have all those dinos. Next is Green Oblas. Green Oblas is good because there's plenty of water there, so you won't run out of water. There's some decently flat spots all around there with plenty of trees, so you can get tons of wood and materials that way, as well as you have like the Badlands around you, so you can get metal from those. As well as you also have an obelisk near you, so you can build cryopods, you can go to the boss fight there and not even have to go that far, so you have the access of that as well. This next one I think is one I'm probably going to end up building at, but the problem is there's no water here, so you need to use either water reservoirs or something to get water down here. But if you're willing to deal with that, it's a really cool spot. It's extremely flat, and it's surrounded by these cliff edges, and you could like wall off this front side here and have it gated off, and then you could have the inside to do whatever you want. Have all your dinos, you can build a little town in there, whatever you want. I think it's a really cool spot. This next area is near the bottom of the map, or at least where the bottom of the river system ends, and it's kind of this area in the middle here. It's surrounded by water, so you kind of got like a moat and then like a land bridge to the left right there on the side as it like flattens out, so you can have this big area with these massive spikes around you. It's a really cool terrain around you if you want something like that with plenty of water. There's not too much room to build, so you'd maybe put all your dinos in cryopods and stuff if you want a base kind of like that, but it allows you to build some cool base on the water. This next area is one of the new ruins they added, and this one could be pretty cool if you just want a small little base that's already built for you. You can build inside the ruin, so it's pretty much completely invincible. You can just patch it up a little bit. And if we go inside here, you can see there's plenty of room. There's a giant staircase with 2 floors, and you can literally build an entire workshop in here and pretty much fit everything you need to. I mean, maybe once you get to like the tech stage, you probably can't fit like a tech replicator and stuff in here, but you can even expand it outside if you wanted to. And it'd be pretty small, but I think it'd be really cool to have a base in here. This next location is at the Coliseum and the Dunes area. Now, you can't get water here, and it doesn't seem like it'd be that great, but I wanted to include it because I had a cool idea, and I thought I would share it in case you wanted to do it as well. Basically, now you can build inside of these ruin areas, and which is really cool, and you can basically fit it, and it's pretty easy to build inside of them. You could even remodel some of the buildings. Like I have an example of right here. I didn't do a great job. It's just kind of a quick showcase of how you could basically like rebuild all these buildings. And if you wanted to, you could like refurnish all the buildings and put stuff inside of them. Or you could have a town with all your friends, and like everybody has their own house and stuff, and kind of make a village out of this area, considering it's got a walled off area. I thought that was a cool idea, and maybe some of you might think it's a cool idea and try to do it as well. So there's the place it is if you want to go do that. This next area has some really cool cliffs as well as plenty of water, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's got a lot of resources near it too, lots of wood and stuff like that you can get. But it's pretty flat in here. There's lots of room for you to put a bunch of dinos in, have some pretty big buildings, and still have really cool scenery around with these massive cliffs going up the sides. This next area is another really open flat area. It's not like the other one that has 2 wells, but it just has one, but one well's still pretty good, so you can get all the water you need. There's a decent amount of trees and cactus around here, so you can get resources that way, but it's also surrounded by those Badlands that have a ton of metal, as well as they have the oil veins that you can get oil from. So there's lots of resources in pretty close proximity to this area, as well as it's really flat, so you can basically store a bunch of dinos with all the open space, and you could like gate it off if you wanted to. So I think it'd be a pretty cool idea. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy or find it helpful, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.